Dear students, today I'm going to share with you some more places related to commercial communication skills, how we make use of these places to improve our vocabulary and also to continue our conversation in such places because they form part of our life and one cannot escape visiting these places uh, in our regular life activities. One day or the other, we have to, we are supposed to visit these places as students or as a common man. We visit these places, and it is better we have an idea of what kind of vocabulary we are going to use at such places. Today, the new place I'm going to share with you is a post office. You know what a post office is? A post office is a place where we go to post our letters, to post parcels, to send money through telegram, and all these things. So this is the general purpose of visiting a post office. Now, the role of post office is a bit changed with the advent of science and technology. Now we are using our emails, we are using our mobiles to transfer money, to send messages, and for certain other purposes, we visit post offices nowadays. That is to get our passbooks updated regarding our provident fund accounts, our loans, and other schemes provided by the post offices to common man. So that's why we visit post offices, and we also visit post office to parcel our material, documents, books, and other kind of things because we think that post office is a reliable source of sending material. We have other services, private services like the couriers, but the most reliable one is the general post office or the postal services. So we find a post office in each and every nook and corner of our country. And the post offices have spread widely to cater to the needs of all the people. So let's see what kind of words we have to use or we come across whenever we visit a post office. So a person is going to the post office and he asks somebody on the road, show me the way to the HPO. So he's requesting a person because he might be new to the place and he wants to go to a post office. And that post office is HPO, that is head post office. So he says, show me the way to the head post office. That is, would you guide me to the head post office? Can you tell me the way to the head post office? Or you can also say, show me the way to the head post office. And the other person responds. What is the answer given by the other person? Go to the other side of the road. That is, you find the post office on the other side of the road. And the person enters the post office. So here you find the post office, and here you find the person entering the post office. Why did he go to the post office? He has some work. He wants to buy something from the post office. What do you generally buy post office? We buy stamps, postcards, envelopes. Okay. You can also get a challan from the post office. All these kinds of things. You can make a speed post or ordinary post. So all these kinds of activities can be performed in a post office. So this person goes to the post office and he asks for what? Please give me 2 postcards. So he says, give me 2 postcards. He did not ask in that manner. He asked in a polite manner. So we also should learn how to ask if you go to a certain place, how to make a request. So please give me 2 postcards. And what did the counter clerk say? There is a here. And he says, please pay 1 rupee. So depending on your request, you will get the answer. Since the customer uses the word please, even the counter clerk is also using the word please. So that is for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So this is how we are supposed to behave whenever we visit different places. And here we learn certain words like the HPO and the postcards. Okay, next slide. And the other customer goes to the post office with some other work. The first person went to buy postcards, and now this person goes to the post office because he has to send the money to his son or to somebody. He says, I have to send money to a company. I have to send money to a company. How are you going to send? Is it through ordinary money order or TMO, telegram money order? So money is to be received urgently, then sent through TMO. So he goes and expresses himself or tells about his problem. So what is his problem? He wants to send money. So he asks the person on the counter, the person working in the post office asks the customer, how are you going to send? In what way? Is it through ordinary money order or tele money order, TMO, a telegram money order? That is, it may reach the place at a faster pace, just like mailing ordinary letters and letters through speed post. So is it through ordinary money order, MO means money order, or telegram or tele order? So customer says money is to be received urgently. So there is an urgency. The person who is going to receive the money is in very much need of it. So he has to receive the money urgently. Therefore, the clerk says, then send through TMO. So it is better if you can send the money through tele money order. So these are the different words. Okay, sending money, money order, tele money order, sending, receiving. So all these kinds of words you can learn. And one more customer goes to the post office. So he has to send a book. First one went to buy postcards. Second one went to send money through money order. And third person comes to the post office to post a book, to parcel a book, or to send a book through post. So he says, I have to send this book to my friend. So he goes to the counter and he gives him something. So he says, I have to post this book, this kind of a book. So the clerk weighs the material, weighs the book. He అంటే తూకం వేస్తాడు ఎందుకంటే దానికి ఎంత ధర ఏదో చెప్పాలి కాబట్టి సిన్స్ హీ హ్యాస్ టు అఫిక్స్ స్టాంప్స్ దానిపైన స్టాంప్స్ అతికేయాలి కాబట్టి సో తూకం వేస్తాడు. He says, this is a bit heavy. It's a bit heavy. కొంచెం బరువు ఎక్కువ ఉంది. So please send it as a parcel. So he want to post the book through ordinary post. Now the post office says you can send this book as a parcel. So don't send it in an ordinary way as though you are sending some material. This is heavy. It will be considered as a parcel. కొంచెం బరువుగా ఉంది కాబట్టి parcel లాగా పంపి. So okay. So few words we have learned here. And this is how we can learn new words whenever we go to new place. That is today we started with the post office. And what kind of words did we learn at post office? Postcard. Next one, money order, tele money order. Next one, parcel. Okay. So these kind of words you can learn whenever you visit number of places. In fact, you know these words, but you can make use of them when you go to the place practically. So practical experience makes a lot of difference. And the next is now we are going to visit is bus station. Already in the first recording, we visited railway station. And there we came across number of words. Words like ticket, ticket collector, single ticket, round ticket, platform, announcement, train snatchers, and tunnel. In the same way, compartment, reservation. So all these kinds of words went in the first video recording that is related to railway station. Now we come to a place called bus station. So here you find a very big bus, and it is in the bus station. It is in the bus depot. So the passenger asks another person, or the conductor, or the RTC employee. So what is the question? Sir, I have to go to Medak. Is there direct bus to Medak? So the passenger to the person, or maybe the bus conductor or the bus driver or any other person, co-passenger. So he asks, sir, I have to go to Medak. ఎట్లా పలకాలి దాన్ని మామూలుగా అంటే I have. సో ఇక్కడ షార్ట్ ఫామ్ లో AF. Sir, I have to go to Medak. నేను మెదక్కి వెళ్ళాలి. కాబట్టి is there a direct bus to Medak? మెదక్ వెళ్ళడానికి నాకు డైరెక్ట్ బస్ ఉందా? So here we use the word direct bus. So that is, we have some other buses which travel through a long way, going to a number of places and reaching. But here the passenger wants to go to Medak directly. That is, he wants to travel by a super luxury bus. Yes. So the other person says, yes. What's the time of its departure? Okay, you have bus. Then the passenger asks, at what time the bus is going to leave the bus station? What's the time of its departure? Departure means the time of leaving is called departure. The time of coming is called arrival. Okay? వచ్చే వేళనే ఉంటాము arrival. వెళ్ళిపోయే వేళనే ఉంటాము departure. So he asks, what's the time of its departure? So may I know at what time the bus is going to? So the other person says, it arrives at 2 p.m. and departs at 3 p.m. So he's only asking about the time of departure, but the other person is giving the full information. So he's giving the time of both arrival and departure. He says, the bus will come to this bus station at 2 p.m. and the bus will leave this bus station at 3 p.m. So instead of come, instead of leave, he uses two words, arrives, depart. So this is related to bus, this is related to train, this is related to plane and also ship. So any kind of transport, so we have two times, arrival time, departure time, coming time, going time. So he gives, that is, he might be the employee working in the RTC or in the bus station. Therefore, he gives a very clear information. He says, it arrives at 2 p.m. and departs at 3 p.m. So he is left with 1 hour in between. So once he gets his ticket booked, he need not worry. He can spend, he can eat somewhere, or he use his time for lunch and come back and board the bus. So this is how we use words whenever we go to a bus station. And next one, he has to buy it now, because to go by an express or a super luxury bus, you need to book a ticket. Otherwise, you will not be getting tickets and you cannot find your seat. So he goes to a counter, and to buy a ticket or to book a ticket, there is a counter called reservation counter. So you can find this reservation counter in stations, railway stations, and in bus stations. Sometimes we can also book our tickets to online. So AP online service, T online service. So in this way, we have a number of websites. So we can go to the website and book our tickets in advance. So this man, since he is traveling now, since I think he is traveling unexpectedly, so he did not book his ticket, and now he to the reservation counter. But he wants to know where the reservation counter is. So he asks someone, where is the reservation counter? Or he asks the same person who gave the information about the bus. So the next question is, where is the reservation counter? So may I know where can I buy my ticket? The RTC man says, or the conductor says, it's just opposite to this counter. May not be the conductor, he might be the RTC person or the in charge of all these kinds of things, the administrative officer. Okay, so he gives information. It's just opposite to counter. So here you are standing. This is for information. So the man at the reception counter or the man at the information counter So he tells, go to the opposite counter. What is it? It is a reservation counter. And the passenger asks, do students get a concession? Do students get a concession? That is, he might be the student, or with him, some other student is traveling. Therefore, he is asking whether I have to pay the same rate to buy the ticket both for me and the student. The student might be his son. So, do students get a concession? Yes. Students under 12 years of age. That is, if somebody is traveling with you, and if he is a student and below 12 years of age, he will get some concession. Concession means instead of paying 150, you can pay 100, you can pay 80, because for school students below 12 years, the ticket is different. They have to pay lesser charge, lesser amount. Okay. And the next question he asks, or the next application, for the disabled also there is. So the man in the reception counter says, or the man in the reservation counter says, you pay less amount to students. And if he is a disabled person, also there is concession even for disabled person. Disabled means people who are not complete in their body structure, people with weakness, physical weakness. Generally, we call them as handicapped. Now we use the word disabled, and now it is changed. Differently abled. We should not use the word disabled also now. We have to use differently abled. Okay, they are able. They can do, but they do things in a different way, differently able. So he gives all this information at the counter. So what are the new words we learned here? Reservation counter, concession, disabled. So these things we use whenever we travel, or when we go to some stations. And the next one is, how can we get bus passes? So there is one more question. We go to the bus station also to buy bus pass because we are students and we have to travel to our college. So we have to travel by bus. We cannot pay daily because the ticket fare is more. As students, you will be given a bus pass. But where can I get the bus pass? In which counter? So the RTC man says, the person in the counter says, you have to apply for it. You have to paste a photo and sign on the application form. So I will give you an application. You fill the form, you put your photo, you sign it, and you go to the counter and pay the money. Sometimes there may be free bus passes. Okay, they will not charge. Students will not be charged, or RTC people will not charge any fee for student bus passes. So complete this formality. So to get a bus pass, you have to complete the form, you have to paste your photo and go to the concerned counter. So this is about student bus passes. That is, we go to a bus station even to take bus pass. We go to bus station not only for traveling, but also to get our bus passes. And once you take the bus pass, and after you go to the bus station. Why? To get the bus pass renewed for renewal. So these are the activities which we generally relate to a bus station. So here we use the words like bus pass, application form, photo, apply. So these are general words we use in a railway station or in a post office, in a bank, at the same time in a bus station also. So the next situation, in the same bus station, a different situation. Can I catch the Vizag bound bus? So somebody is asking. Now, you might be asking at the reception counter. So what is this problem? What is this question? Can I catch the Vizag bound bus? That is, the passenger wants to travel to Vizag. So he wants to get in bus. So he is using the word catch. Catch means get. Which bus? Vizag bound bus. That is the bus which is traveling towards Vizag. Instead of using the words traveling towards, he is using a single word that's called bound. So, can I catch the Vizag bound bus? That is, can I catch the bus traveling to Vizag? So, the receptionist says, yes, you can. But you have to wait for 2 hours. You have to wait. You have to wait. You have another purtiya. You have to wait for 2 hours. You have a bus. You will get a bus, but not now. After 2 hours. So the passenger says, never mind. In the meanwhile, I can take meals and be ready. Nothing to worry because anyhow I have to travel. Okay, whether it is 2 hours late or 4 hours late, I have no other option, no other alternative. So I can wait. But in the meantime, I will use this time for my meals and I will be ready for the bus to come. So this is how we communicate with others, generally at the reception counter when we travel. So traveling gives a lot of experience, not only experience, a lot of vocabulary also. The next one is library. So generally in colleges we have libraries, and in some colleges we have good libraries with good arranged infrastructure, books, facilities, neatness, maintenance, and the kind of ambience, environment, silence, okay, updated books, books which are maintained in a disciplined way. So here we find two libraries, and the first library appears to be one which you find in universities and centers of excellence, because the appearance shows that we can find these libraries in good centers or in good higher education institutes. The other one also is good, but it appears to be a library found in a college, in a government college, or a university library, a state university library. So depending on the appearance, we can say which institute is maintaining these libraries. First of all, we should know what a library is. So the word library means it is a place, it is a storehouse of books. So it is a place where you find the books arranged in a proper order, and books which can be issued to the students, books which can be read by the college students. So it is a place of reading and getting the books, or getting the books issued for a week or for 15 days, depending on conditions of issuing. So this is a library. So when you go to a library, we are supposed to use certain words, or we are supposed to communicate in this way. So here you find a library of a foreign university, or a foreign place. So here you find the foreigners, not Indians. Still, uh, there are certain similarities. So the two students go to the librarian, or the one in charge of the library who is at the counter, and she is asking, "Good morning, madam. I heard that this library is the biggest in this town." So these students went to a library. It is not a library attached to an institute, but it is an independent library. So we have libraries in cities. We have libraries maintained by the British Council, American Council, and sometimes Indian libraries, which are very big. They have a lot of collection. So they are not attached to any university, they work independently. So the students might have gone to such kind of library, and they are now asking the librarian, "Madam, I heard this library is the biggest in this town." So they went to a very big library. In fact, the biggest library. It seems that there are many books here. So since it is the biggest library, generally that library will contain all kinds of books. So entire collections of different types of books, different genres. So they are talking to librarian. So this is how you talk whenever we go to the library with the librarians, and you are supposed to use words related to the library. So library, books, collection, all these words. So there is a catalog to see the book you want. So since it is a very big library, when you go to a big library, you cannot search each and every book, but you can find a catalog. Catalog means a book containing the list of books. So a collection of books is called a catalog. So you can find in a book, or these days, since libraries are equipped with the modern technology, with the computers, digital tools, you can just browse it on the computer. So even you can find catalogs on the computer. You can find books that you want if you go to the catalog. but you have to fill in the form to become a member. So if at all you want to visit this library, if at all you want to use this library, you have to become a member of this library. That is, we will give you membership cards. So membership for 6 months or 1 year, for 3 years, for 5 years, or for lifetime. So these are the different kind of options you find whenever you go to big libraries. So they say you have to fill in the form to become a member. And after that, you have to pay some amount also. Because since we are providing the service, you have to pay for it. Because we have to issue it, we have to maintain it, and we have to pay to the employees working here. Therefore, we charge some amount, membership amount. So these are the kind of things you learn whenever you go to library. And you learn new words like a catalog, membership, okay, and you take home either two Telugu books or one English book, okay, and they say office will give you books because since you became the member you can take books. How many? Two books. You can take any two Telugu books or one English book. That is, sometimes you can take any two books, one English, one Telugu, or two Telugu books or one English book, depending on your convenience. And how many days you can keep these books with you? Because once you go to library, you have to know the terms and conditions of library. Because in library, you find books which are very valuable. And one person cannot keep the book for him for a long period of time. So he can use the book for certain period. And again, he has to return the book. So the librarian says, you can keep these books for 15 days. So once you take a book, you can use it for 15 days. Immediately you have to return because other person might need it. And you can take some other book. In this way, the books have to be renewed or the books have to be rotated. One cannot keep a book for a longer period of time. But if due to certain reasons, if you are unable to come back after 15 days, if it exceeds 15 days, you have to pay a fine. So if you keep a book for more than 15 days, you are supposed to pay some penalty for it. Suppose you have taken a book for 15 days and you used it for 30 days. So they will charge it for 15 more days. So they will charge you some 15 rupees or 20 rupees, depending on the requirement of the book, depending on the flow of a book, depending on the number of members. So in this way, they will have certain their own rules and regulations. You have to follow all these things. So words like you can take home, exceed, fine. So these are all words which you learn. And the next one is you also find a canteen or a cafeteria in good institutions or reputed institutions. Generally, in professional colleges, we find this cafeteria. So, cafeteria is a place where you go for a cup of tea and coffee with snacks, chit chat for some time, and again go back to classes, or where you spend your time, your leisure time. So, that is called a cafeteria. So, this appears to be a professional college or a place outside the college. Even outside the college, you find coffee shops or cafeteria. So there, somebody went to the cafeteria or somebody is searching for a cafeteria. So he's asking the passerby or the man walking on the road. So what is the question? Is there any hotel nearby? So he's in search of a hotel. He's asking for a hotel. He's searching for a hotel. So yes, is there any good hotel nearby? There's a good hotel in the side street. Shall we go there? It seems all things are tasty. So he says, oh, he got the information and he's sharing the information with his friend. There is a good hotel in the side street. So we'll go to the side street. Pakka వీధిలో మంచి hotel ఉంది. Shall we go there? అక్కడికి వెళ్దామా? It seems all things are tasty. That is, they prepare delicious food. They prepare tasty food. Things are there. Shall we go there? And once go to the hotel, a cafeteria-like thing. So the supplier or the bearer, so one who supplies, Uh, he comes and asks, do it meals or tiffin? You want to take lunch, meals, or you want to have tiffin? Tiffin means just a light lunch, like snacks, like idli, like dosa. So they are called tiffin. And meals means you take rice along with it, sometimes chapati and other things. What's the time now? So depending on the time, you take your food, you order your food. It's at meal time. That is, they went to the hotel at 12 o'clock. Generally, we take lunch after 12, between 12:30 and 1. So it's not at meal time. So let's take tiffin. So since it is not a meals time, since it is not lunch time, we will like to have tiffin. So these are the words: meals, tiffin, meal time. Okay. Therefore, now since we have completed words, or since we have completed visiting number of places where we came across different words, where we have built our vocabulary. Now to test our memory, to see whether we can remember those words or whether we can correlate the words with the place. So we have a small exercise. Oh, I gave you the answers also at the end of the last slide. Just we'll try. And after this, I think I can take leave. And tomorrow we'll continue with one more topic. So here we have 8 words. On one side you have words, and on the other side you have the places related to the words. So we will try to match the words with their respective places. So first one is deposit. So when I was presenting one of the places of visiting, so I use this word. Generally, if you remember, we started with bank. So why do we go to a bank? We go to a bank to deposit money or to withdraw money. So here deposit is related to which one? Bank, that is B. So one is related to B. In the answer section, you can find it. Next one, parcel. So this word we came across today, the first one. So when I started with post office, so there we found a customer who wants to send a book. And the fellow says, since it is heavy, you can send it as a parcel. So parcel 2 goes with the post office. And the third one is derail. And this we came across in the first lecture, the first video lecture, where we shared the words related to railway station. So derailment. Derail means to move away, to go off the track. Okay, so derail is related to what? Derail is related to E, train. And next one is red gram. So in the second lecture, we went to a shop. There we asked him what kind of things we can get here. So he asked for 1 kilogram of red gram. He says you have to pay 40 rupees. So red gram is related to what? To a shop. Next is diet. In the same way, we went to a hospital. There we asked the doctor about the diet of the patient. Yes, you should not, you give only liquid diet. So diet is related to a hospital. And sixth one is a conductor. So goes to the bus station and asks about the arrival of a certain bus. So some conductor might be there and he gives the answer. So it is related to a bus. And next, catalog. This we saw just now. So when you go to a library, you ask for a list of books. So these list of books are found in a catalog. A catalog is a book-like thing where you find the information about the books available in the library. And now we can browse it on the computer. And the last one is a tiffin. So catalog is related to what? Library. And the last one is a tiffin is related to cafeteria. Just now he was ordering tiffin. So it is not lunchtime. He ordered some tiffin. So in this way, you have to understand words, remember words, use words that are suitable to a particular place. You cannot use other words because they give misinformation, they miscommunicate. Unless you know the vocabulary related to certain places, you cannot have good communication, sound communication, a communication which is effective. So have effective communication skills, and we call them as a commercial communication skills. I use the word commercial communication because we are doing some activity in these places. Commerce is related to some kind of a transaction. So commercial communication means the words which we use in our daily transaction to buy things, to purchase things, to send something, to value something. So commercial communication skills. Unless you have these skills, you cannot transact in those respective places. It becomes difficult for you to visit a post office, to visit a railway station, to go to a hospital, to go to a hotel. So it becomes difficult for you. So as students, we are supposed to have basic knowledge of these words. I think we can stop here. So bye. See you in the next class.